Watch what's approaching, the supreme moment. Reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead, it's for the taking if you want it. If not, the dream dies and you'll be forever haunted. Then confront it.
What's good? So we are going to revert back to some of the oddball, obscure units and just kind of test them out with the max link levels. So starting off, I figured this will be a good starting point, as well as a couple of people have already requested this. So for those that don't know, this is the physical type Tiencha unit. Obviously, it's a fusion between Tien and Yamcha. Pretty much a very, very obscure unit. Nobody really, I don't think runs this guy on a team of any sort. So it's more or less just for pure entertainment purposes. But with the link level implementation, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the stats, and then we'll talk about the overall performance. Again, I will preface by saying don't expect a whole lot of damage or even attack stats output out of this unit. It's more or less just checking it out and seeing how the unit performs. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about it. So it is the quote-unquote secret skill Tiencha unit. Leader skill is attack plus 5% per physical type Ki Sphere obtained. So it is a nuclear to some degree, but far less than the 33% in the ideal scenario of nucleids essentially. So super attack causes extreme damage to enemy and lowers attack, so it is an extreme damage multiplier. I guess the one saving grace about this unit is the super attack does lower attack, so it does have some beneficial value in that. Not that anything else would make up for it, but passive skill is Ki plus 5, attack increase to 2500 when HP is 80% or below. However, that is a one-time only type situation where you can only activate the passive once per battle. Now, let's go to the meat of the product. So, Z-Fighters is at level 10, attack increase of 20%. Infighter is attack increase of 15%. All enemies defense minus 15%. Dodon Ray is attack increase of 15% when performing a super attack. Kamehameha is attack increase of 10% when performing a super attack. And then Fuse Fighter is Ki plus 2 and attack and defense increase of 5%. Now, even on the whatever category setup, this is obviously on the fusion / last resort. It's a little bit difficult to find units that link up quite well with this unit, just because of the overall link set is not really ideal by any means. So I did mention that this showcase is on the fusion / last resort category. The other option you do have is the Earthlings category, which in terms of the link set, it might be a little bit better because you will come across more units with the Z Fighters, Infighter, more or less maybe Dodon Ray, but also Kamehameha is probably another one you'll find on that category setup. I what, probably not, because I don't know. Yeah, you will run into a few of them with that. So I don't know. I guess in that regard, it might be a little bit easier in terms of like team building, but again, you do have to factor in like the supporting units on the rotation and the passives built into how much boost of an attack you're looking at based on certain parameters of units and stuff like that. So it's a lot of different variables that kind of play into it a little bit. I know we're a little bit off track, but let's go ahead and keep talking about the stats. So 100% potential for this unit. HP would be 10,393. Attack is 9,413 and defense is 5,959. 12 Ki Multiplier is 130%. And in terms of like the overall history behind the card, this unit did come out on August 3rd, 2016. It is a JP exclusive, I believe, because I'm looking at the Dokkan wiki right now, and it's suggesting so. And it was given out as a free gift during the Dragon Ball Fusion's launch campaign. So August 3rd, 2016. It's already been well over 4 years, so it's a pretty old unit. It's funny because you look at skill sets like the passives, and it really does tell you how old a unit is based on the parameters behind it, right? So the clearest example of how old this unit is basically just looking at attack increase of 2,500. It's a flat rate increase. A lot of the units, even free to play, in the game right now are based on percentages. Obviously, it'll reflect much more in terms of overall boosting towards stats because of the continuing progression of increasing stats and overall performance. So those are all common denominators in terms of how things play out and how certain units like this can be in the shadows and forgotten, so to speak. So again, that's what this channel exists for, is bringing back some of the units that you forgot about. And you know, in the back of your mind, you might be thinking about, you know what, how are these guys in today's meta with the max level links? Well, that's what I'm here for. So I guess with that being said, definitely make sure to, you know, leave suggestions. I do have a couple of thoughts in terms of like units I want to test out and stuff like that, but you know, feel free to fire away in the comments and let me know what kind of units you want to see in terms of like, you know, the realms of obscurity type units, you know what I mean? Those are the ones that end up being a lot of fun. So, you know, we'll kind of see how it plays out. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those situations. I mean, this is, again, it was given out as a free gift, so point being, it's more or less a trophy item, commemorative type card unit. You know, it's not really something that, you know, just like the April Fool's celebration units, whatever, like those are just meant to be collector's items. You know, you're not necessarily meant to use them on a team or anything. It's more or less just, you know, keep them in your box and show them off, you know, just kind of show off how long you've been playing the game for, I guess. It's kind of crazy, though, looking at, you know, the date of release of August 3rd, 2016. It's just crazy how much time has flown by. You know, I remember playing, you know, back then, and obviously the meta and everything is quite different than what it used to be, but it just, I don't know. I don't know if it's because of YouTube or whatever, but it just seems like time flies a lot in terms of like, you know, the overall, you know, progression of the game. And I can't believe I've been playing over 5 years, honestly. So I guess, you know, doing these types of showcases, it's really a good reminder of how invested you are into one single game, right? I mean, it's just crazy, but you know, I don't know. This guy is, you know, a one-time only type deal. I doubt they'll ever give out any more copies. It'll be an exclusive, you know, JP for now unit, and you'll never see the light of day on Dokkan Awakenings or anything. I highly doubt they'll ever Dokkan Awaken this unit. If they did, that means they must be going through a severely dry period. I mean, that's pretty much the extent of it. But you know, things to ways to improve this unit. There's, you know, definitely a couple of different areas. You know, first of all, update the super attack to, instead of extreme, at least, you know, a supreme damage multiplier. Maybe greatly lowers attack would be, you know, far more beneficial in today's, you know, age of Dokkan battle. Passive is pretty obvious. Instead of a one-time restriction per battle, you know, change it to where it's frequent. And yeah, I don't know if you necessarily need the Ki +5, but you know, the attack increase of 2500, that definitely needs to change to some sort of, you know, percentage-based attack. I think for this type of unit, you know, 50% would be asking a lot in terms of like, you know, how powerful you want this unit to be. So I don't know. Link sets, obviously, you know, shattering the limit would be an additional key boost that would help out, you know, making sure this unit gets, you know, 12 key or closer, and also units that this guy's paired up with can also get the 12 key super attack a little bit better. Watching the showcase, I'm sure you notice link sets are not necessarily the greatest based on the supporting units on the team, but again, it's really just to maximize the unit's attack stats. And with that being said, you're only looking at 420k in attack stats, which is quite it's like good and bad at the same time. It's kind of hard to explain, right? It's trash, but it's also impressive. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's almost like an oxymoron, but you get the gist of it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, there are plenty of units that need a Dokkan Awaken. People tend to forget about, or not people, but you know, Bandai and the developers certainly have seemed to forget about. So it's just more or less it's. I don't even want to say it's in the back burner. I think they just simply don't give a damn about the units anymore. You know, they have no intention of using capital resources or any sort of labor to update them. You know what I mean? It's not. There's no point in it. Maybe on you know what they ought to do, actually, for like April Fool's, similar to how 5-year anniversaries are given, you know, opportunities to pick up older units. It would actually be great if there was an option to do that for April Fools or commemorative type units. I don't know, like it's kind of like a double-edged sword, right? One side is like glad for that, but the other side is you know, I'm almost feeling like the exclusivity factor would be kind of lost if they became available again. So I don't know, it's kind of like mixed feelings when it comes to that. But you know, either way, this is more or less just a commemorative trophy type item. No more, no less. There's no point in running this guy on any sort of team. The super attack is actually pretty funny. The name of it. What is it? Dodon Ray. That's actually quite ridiculous. But on that note, I guess we'll go ahead and close that. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video as always. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys later.